And in other national news, a senior agriculture official says there is no need for panic if we support local farmers and eat local foods during a potential outbreak of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Here's more.
Whenever there's a pending crisis, there is a lot of hoarding, there's a lot of panic buying.
This was the message from Director of Agriculture Melvin James, who was at the time addressing concerns on social media, suggesting that the Federation would starve if food imports were disrupted due to the recent pandemic, despite assurances from the Comptroller of Customs that there have been no such disruptions. The director explained that in a worst-case scenario, although we are net importers of food, there is over 120,000 pounds of food on the ground.
As we look at our present situation, I would want people to know that we have a certain quantity of cultivated foods on the ground. And this is in addition to what grows naturally. What grows naturally, we're talking about like the breadfruit, things which we haven't paid a lot of attention to, like the papaya, and there are other things. You're looking at vitamin C, tamarind, gooseberry. All those are not counted. In terms of what we usually track in our cultivation, this month, March, we have about 120,000 pounds of about 15 different products.
Mr. James also explained that it is essential for us to eat local foods that we may have taken for granted, noting that root vegetable staples are packed with vitamins and minerals.
We're looking at things like yams. Out of that, there is available 7,500 pounds of yam that can be used for any exciting dish. Sweet potato is very important, very good complex carbohydrates. And significantly, here is something that we have not done in the past, but some persons might want to consider for difficult times. Not only can we consume the tubers themselves, of which we have some 20,000 pounds, but the leaves, I understand, can be considered for vegetable. I mean, I know we haven't done it, but if it comes very critical for green leafy vegetable, they're good in vitamin C.
He said 6 to 7% of the leafy vegetable contains vitamin A as well as omega fatty acids. He shared some statistics on local foods currently available for consumption, noting that there are over 1,000 cattle available for meat and more than 6,000 pounds of carrots.
In terms of storage, we have some 6,000 pounds of carrots in storage and another 6,000 pounds in the field, some 26,000 pounds of pumpkin. So our coffers are not at all empty. We just have to be judicious. And folks might be asking about the meat kind. Even though we had a lot of challenges with our cattle, we still have 1,230 cattle which average at around 900 pounds each as a source of protein. We have sheep and goat, quite a number of them, almost 12,000 of them.
James said there are mechanisms in place so that when there is a crisis, local foods would be readily available for the public. He explained that in times like these, we should direct our attention to the public market and roadside vendors who sell local foods and vegetables such as breadfruit and pumpkin. He said we have convinced ourselves that we need to eat food that is foreign, but expressed that local food is just as nutritious, wholesome, and of the best quality. Reporting for ZIZ News, I am Shaira Flanders.